Hey, Trans here. Welcome to my Kymar Duchess Rotos combo showcase. I found this combo to be really reliable against slower and very tanky teams, and the best part about it is that it's perfect for the current reaction and swift parry meta, as it utilizes slower Rotoses to attack after Kymar sleeps all the enemy units and their first Terrans skipped, and Rotos A3 ignores unkillable, as we all know. Also, a lot of people think that Rotos can only be reliably used with Sifi. So I'm going to prove it wrong by giving some meaning to using Rotos, especially for those who aren't fortunate enough to also have Sifi yet. I trust that everyone by now knows the skills of Kymar, Duchess, and Rotos, as they're meta champions, so I won't waste time discussing their skills and get right into the build details. These are the stats and gear I have on my champions for this combo. The reaction and blood shield accessories are not needed to make this combo work. Also, the swift parry on Duchess is not needed. It just happens to be my existing build on my Duchess. Duchess just needs to be decently fast, as the quicker she can place the Veil and block debuffs buff on the team, the better for the times where Kymar's sleep is resisted. Kymar here just needs to be really fast and have decent accuracy. I have my Duchess as a high resist build here, but the resist isn't needed in this combo, as you will essentially go first before the enemy team anyway, so there is no need to resist anything. I use the same Duchess in other comps for 3v3 arena sometimes, so that's why I wanted the high resist, only for that reason. You definitely need Savage set on Rotos for maximal damage output here. You'll notice that my Rotos on the far right has far less attack than the other Rotos, but a lot more HP. The reason for this is that my accessories for this Rotos has HP main stats rather than attack main stats. If you look at Rotos' multipliers for his skills, you'll see that his damage scales up with the equivalence of 11 or so HP to 1 attack. So if this difference in HP when converted to attack puts the stats of both Rotos essentially near the same, then there is no real difference. Thus, you can consider using HP main stat ring and banners for your Rotos if you happen to have some with many rolls on attack percentage substat, as it will help reduce the need for perfect attack main rings with attack percent substats that you may not have 2 copies of each for. The only downside to building HP based Rotos is that his passive is less often to proc, as he'd have to sustain more damage for it to activate, but he can take more of a beating and won't be as likely to die. Also, the other downside is that he will get less attack bonus when you consider the addition of the attack up buff on him, so keep this in mind. Luckily though, the flat HP bonus from main stats of rings and banners are at a 15 HP to 1 attack ratio on the attack main counterpart. So this makes up for the loss during the attack up buff for higher HP Rotos builds. I personally find that it's nice to have both versions at times. These are the masteries I have on my units. Kymar's masteries are optimized for his high speed and high accuracy build, so feel free to copy it exactly. Duchess here has masteries optimized for a high resist build. For a more general build, I'd change your T6 mastery into a timely intervention and consider changing Retribution Mastery for lasting gifts on a support tree. Next, my Rotos have more of a sustain and balanced survival build that's optimized for use with Sifi. But it is perfectly fine for this combo, as the offense masteries he does have are optimized for maximal damage, with the exception of Life Drinker, which you can consider replacing with Single Out on the offense tree. Finally, these are the minimum stat targets I'd recommend to make this combo successful. You'd want the bare minimum listed for HP and defense, which should be easily able to be achieved without issue on Duchess, just to keep her alive in case of some clutch moments. But she is really only here to give Rotos the block debuff buff and attack up buff. If you can reach these stats on Rotos with Savage set and combined with attack up, you can essentially one-shot anything with his A3, as you will see in a bit. Like I said before though, if you have more HP on your Rotos, it would make up for lower attack. Also, here's just a quick reference as to what this combo counters and what teams are not attacked with this combo. With all that said, here is the combo in action against some teams that normally be reluctant in hitting with a standard Madame and Trunda AoE combo, as bad RNG can lead to an offense loss, but instead, this Kymar, Duchess, and Rotos combo running through them without any hint of failure. I hope that this showcase convinces you to bring Rotos into battle, instead of the same old Madame and Trundle combo all the time. If you have any questions about this build, feel free to post them in the comment section below, and I'll respond in a timely manner. I appreciate you all, and until next time, Wan Trans out.